Hello everyone and welcome to This Shit Sucks Balls 2019. Now we're going to be going through my battle this week, week 9 of the PBL season, against Corey, coach of the Rustboro City Vaporeons. It's a battle that happens, and things happen in this battle. So we had a little disconnect the first time, but we came back the second time, came back strong, leading with my Alolan Ninetales Duke Silver against his, I don't know, something tied name, I don't know. So I lead with the taunt to taunt his Vaporeon, which was a pretty good move for me because I think it had 3 support moves, so it wasn't doing much. But I go for the knockoff and he goes for the Scald, which that'll do a bit of damage to me because Duke Silver does not take special attacks well. Physical attacks? Perfect. Special attacks? Not so well. So I parting shot against it to get out of there and lower his damage a little bit. And Vape Life Bro stays in, and I bring in Young Dab, the dabbiest of young men. With his dry skin, he needs some lotion, or in this case, a bit of hot water. So the taunt wears off, and I switch out because I'm like, alright, he's probably going to try and go for a status move, or something. So I bring in Echo, the Tapu Fini, and set up my Misty Terrain to stop any type of shenanigoofs like that, and he switches out and brings in his 2000 GT, the Scizor. Now this thing is his Mega Scizor, and I was not too afraid of it because I can just, as I do, switch out and bring Arcanine in, because Hotodogu is pretty good at walling this thing very, very hard. So I drop his attack, he Mega Evolves, which normally that would be terrifying, except he's staring down a Fire Pokemon who just dropped his attack by 1 stage, and resists his stab moves. So he does go for the Bullet Punch, which really does not do much, and this is no defense investment, and it does 24 damage. Not much at all. So I'm not afraid of him. He's definitely afraid of me. I know he's switching out, so I'm like, there's no point in going for a fire attack because a bunch on his team resist it, or at least just who comes in, the Vaporeon resists it. So I go for the Snarl, because I'm like, okay, I know it does some good damage to, it does some damage to it. It drops its special attack, which means its attacks are going to do less against me if it decides to try and use some Scalds against me, which I don't think he really wanted to Scald anymore in the fight because he knew I could just bring in Young Dab and soak it all up with his very dry, ashy skin. So he goes for the Wish, which he does that a lot. I think he uses like 4 or 5 Wishes this fight, and they have some good effects. So I switch out because I'm like, well, he's probably going to go for an attack right here, so I bring in Young Dab again, the dabbiest of frog people, with his very dry skin, and he soaks up that Scald one more time. That hot water is just exfoliating his very dry, ashy, like, seriously, this boy, look at those elbows, is nasty. It's just not good. You see why he's got bandages all over? Because he ashy. That's why. Actually, it looks more like he's just got like a bandaged diaper. I mean, I guess you get ashy down there chafing. I don't know. But he used another Wish and withdraws, and I should have gone for a knockoff here. I got a little greedy and went for another Drain Punch. I should have gone for the knockoff because I was like, he's not going to stay in because he knows he can't do anything to me. But it still does decent damage. And then Lickinine Volt does get healed with the Wish, so the Wish passing does definitely work for him. And I bring in Reptar, because I'm like, okay, with the sand that he's going to set up, and he's got a decent special defense investment, this thing's not going to do any damage. So he goes for the Heat Wave, which I avoid. That's cool. But it doesn't matter, because it wouldn't have done much to me anyways. Resisted, plus I have a boost because of the sand that's up. And I go for a Stone Edge into Haxorus, which would have been really good. Because later on, we'll see, like, that Stone Edge Message, which super sucks, because it would have been, I think it did more than 50% damage to him, and he could, oh no, never mind, he could have OKO'd me, so never mind. So I switch and bring in Echo, set up my terrain. I know I resist Dragon, I resist Fighting, I resist a whole lot of things that he's going to try and throw down, plus I have a physical defense build for my Fini. So yeah, he does Super Power, which Super does nothing. So yeah, he gets buffeted by the Sandstorm. He's losing health, and now he's up against Tapu Fini, who really is not afraid of him in the least bit, especially because I find out later, after the battle, that he did not even have Poison Jab, and I believe he's Choice Scarfed. So yeah, that was not a good matchup. And now, is when Shitter Day Night Live begins. So I set up my first Calm Mind. This is the first time I've run a Calm Mind set on Feeny. I've wanted to run it for a while, and I finally decided to run it this week. So I'm getting hurt by the sandstorm, but my leftovers are healing it. He doesn't have leftovers on his Vaporeon anymore, so things are looking pretty good for me. And I'm like, do I start attacking? No. He switches, I'm going to go for one more Calm Mind. Because I'm like, even if he brings in Zapdos, even though this was a like full special attack Zapdos, he still 4-shot me with Thunderbolt. When I'm at +2 special attack, +2 special defense. And I was packing Ice Beam, which I ran the calcs, had like a very low chance, but it did have a chance, especially after that sand damage, it did have a chance to OKO him. So I was in a very good position right here. So he goes for the Thunderbolt. I'm like, if this crits, that's the only thing that can stop me. And it motherfucking crits. 4.17% chance of a critical hit happening, and it fucking happens. So, at this point I'm pretty upset, because that was best chance I had to win. So he withdraws. He may have been Choice Specs or something. I don't know. So I go for the Swords Dance, because I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can survive a Heat Wave from him. So even if he does do that, I can set up a Swords Dance, and I'm ready to start rolling. So yeah, he may have been Choice Specs, now that I think about it. Still. So I've set up my Swords Dance, and I Earthquake this grabby-handed motherfucker. Uncle Bad Touch right over here. Goes down easy, nice kill. I liked it, made me happy. I was like, alright, that bitch is out of the way, and I didn't use a move that touched him, so I get to keep my Sand Rush, even though it doesn't matter, because the sand went away. See, that crit is literally killing me. Literally killing me. He goes for the Heat Wave, so he may, if he was Choice Specs, that's why I died to that. That makes sense. Okay. And that's why Reptar comes in, and he's going to switch for several reasons. But yeah, now I was like, well, fuck it. I don't know what I can do anymore, because this thing's still alive, and it has to stay out into a very bad matchup. So he brings in Vape Pro, and I'm like, okay. And this Stone Edge Hitch, which is very nice, no Stone Miss for me, and brings him down really low, and he has no recovery. So I'm like, I don't care what the fuck you go for, bro. You can wish all you want. You're not getting that health back. So he goes for the Wish, and I hit him with the Thunder Fang. I don't think I mean, it was I went with it because it was the better accuracy move. I didn't want to take a chance with the Stone Edge missing, so I just went for the kill. So I was like, okay, those are down. I still have somewhat of a chance. And then he brings this motherfucker in. And I did make a bit of a misplay here by switching out. I was expecting him to go for the fighting move. I'm like, sorry, we just got to sacrifice Young Dab here. He's expendable at this point. Since Vaporeon was dead, he didn't stop anything anymore. And I was like, I can't just bring in Arcanine to get fucked up like this. So he does take that Wish, which sucks for me. So I bring back in Reptar because I'm like, okay, I don't think I can survive even a -1 Outrage. So I got to see if I could chip him down a little bit. Hope he only gets 2 turns of Outrage, gets confused, and then pray to God that he hurts himself in confusion. Because, yeah, look at that. If I had hit him with the Stone Edge earlier in the fight, I would have been in a very good position to deal with him, because then I probably could have won with Arcanine. So he does get the 3 turns of Outrage, as we're seeing. Like, he gets confused there, but I know he's not really going to stay in, because look how low his health is. He dies to anything right here, pretty much, because his defenses are not amazing. But Hatadogu comes back in, hits him with the Intimidate. At the -1, I'm like, okay, I think I can survive this, but we're just going to play it safe. We're going to go for, since he still had a Steel type, I didn't go for the Toxic. I did go for the Will-O-Wisp, just to get that burn, to give some extra damage on him. And now he's burned, so I'm like, okay, this will slowly chip like a 9-volt down. Might give me a chance to kill a couple things before all hope is completely lost. See? Do you hear that? Do you hear me dying? That critical hit killed me. I'm currently in the process of dying because of that critical hit. So I hit him with the Snarl, because I know I'm faster than him. Drops his special attack by 1, which I think nullifies his item. And I'm like, okay, things aren't terrible. This isn't the worst. Well, except at this point it was the worst because I know his whatchamacallit, Haxorus is Choice Scarfed. It has to be Choice Scarfed because otherwise he had no chance of getting anywhere near the speed he needed to outspeed my Excadrill in the whatever that stuff's called. But I do get that kill. So Hatadogu coming in hot this fight. Doing good. Some unconventional people getting some KOs this fight. But now he can easily just bring in Haxorus. I only have 2 Pokemon left. Both of them are weakened. His attack is not dropped. And he's Choice Scarf. He had to be Choice Scarf because he outspeeds me on the next turn. So he outrages. And that's easily going to kill me since he's at full attack. So down goes Hatadogu, sadly. And the next turn I bring in Duke Silver because he's all I got left. And I'm like, maybe I survive an outrage. I didn't check these damage calcs. Maybe I should do that. Let's check that damage calc really quick before, I die. I don't know how much it mattered. We're so sad. So very, very sad. Yeah, that's the right set. Haxorus. He had a Choice Scarf, I believe. Ooh, that did matter. Because I had a bit, if he got a low damage roll, I could have survived that and would have killed him. I wouldn't have won, because all I had was knockoff as a damaging move, but I could have gotten at least one more KO. So, as we see here, good old Murph and his laws, as unjust as those laws are, came in and rammed his big old Wrigley dick right in my butthole in the middle of that fight. So that critical hit absolutely mattered. Like, he probably still would have, I think he would have 3-shot me, but I would have 1 to 2-shot him with Ice Beam. So I still would have been in the game, and I still could have gotten at least that Zapdos out of there, which would have stopped him from being able to do too much against my Excadrill. So, happens. Shit happens. This is Pokemon, man. It's a lawless land, where sometimes good old Murph and his laws just come and fuck you in the ass real nice and just jam it in there. No lube, no protection. So, yeah, that's the lesson for the week is sometimes you just get fucked.